welcome back to Bosco Campus Vision. In this lecture series, I am dealing the paper Language Skills, which is a general English paper for first semester UG students of Kerala University. In today's class, I am continuing the third module. Third module is titled Speaking Skill. And today, in particular, I am taking the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. So, let me begin with an introduction to the writer of the poem. So, Maya Angelou, she is a very acclaimed American poet, storyteller, activist and a biographer. She was born in Missouri and her most famous work is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. So, I repeat, I Know Why the Caged Birds Sing. That is her important work. Maya Angelou published 7 autobiographies, 3 essays, poems, etc. She was best known for her series of 7 autobiographies, and she was often called the Black Woman's Poet Laureate. So let me begin the poem Still I Rise. So this particular poem Still I Rise is taken from Angelou's poetry collection titled And Still I Rise in 1978. So this collection was appeared in 1978. This poem, Still I Rise, is an assertion of the dignity and resilience of marginalized people in the face of oppression. And here, Angelou often wrote about blackness and black womanhood. So we can say that the majority of her works revolved around the themes blackness and black womanhood. So this particular poem can be read as a critique of anti-black racism. Now let's have the stanza-wise explanation of the poem Still I Rise. So let me recite the poem. You may write me down in history with your bitter twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I will rise. Does any sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I wake like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. So the first 2 stanzas. So the first stanza begins like this. You may write me down in history with your bitter twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I will rise. So here Maya Angelou begins the poem by saying, you have the ability to shape how history remembers me with your hurtful, warped lies. You have the power to walk all over me, crushing me into the dirt itself. But even so, I will rise up from the ground just as dice rises from the earth. Okay, so you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies, and you may trod me in the very dust, but still like dust I will rise. So whatever you do to defeat me, I will rise like dust rise from the earth. Okay, that is explanation of the first stanza. And then coming to the second stanza, does any sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I wake like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. So, does my bold and cheeky attitude offend you? Why are you so miserable? Maybe it's because of the confident way I walk as if I had oil wells right in my living room. So here, the poet asks, does my bold and cheeky attitude offend you? Does my bold attitude offend you? And why are you so miserable? You see, it seems like you are miserable. So why are you so miserable? Maybe it's because of the confident way I walk. So here, Maya Angelou says that she is much confident. So most confident way I walk as if I had oil wells right in my living room. Even though I have oil wells right in my living room, I walk in a confident way. So that is the second stanza. And when coming to the third stanza, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, Just like hope springing high, still I rise. So, here, I am like the moon and the sun. So here she says, I am like the moon and the sun, the rises of which are as inevitable as the rise of ocean tides. Just like high hopes, I will keep rising. So in all these three stanzas, there we can see positive spirits. So just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of sides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. So have you seen moons, suns and tides? All these three are rising up. So likewise, the poet also says she will rise up. Okay, let me move on to the fourth stanza. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Okay, here what she says. Do you want to see me sad or defeated? Did you want to see me in a submissive posture with my head bent and eyes looking down rather than upward to you? So do you want to see me by looking downwards? So did you want to see my shoulders slouching down in the same way that tears fall down? My body having been weakened by all my intense sobbing. So do you want to see me like that? Do you want to see me in a slouching position? So she's asking. So that is here. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Did you want to see me like that? And moving on to the next stanza. Does my haughtiness offend you? So does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. So she's asking, does my haughtiness offend you? Does my haughtiness offend you? Is my pride making you mad? Does my haughtiness offend you? Is my pride making you mad? And are you so upset because I am so happy and joyful that it seems as though I must have gold mines in my own backyard? So, don't you take it awful and hard? 'Cause I laugh like I have got gold mines digging in my own backyard. So what here she says? I am so happy and joyful that it seems as though I must have gold mines in my own backyard. So do you think that is there any gold mines in my backyard? That is why I am so happy and joyful. Do you think that? And when coming to the next stanza, she says, you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like hail, I will rise. So, you have the ability to shoot at me with your words. And these words may be like bullets. And you have the ability to cut me with your sharp glare. You may even kill me with your hatred. But nevertheless, just as the air keeps rising, I will rise. So just like air keep rising, I will rise even though whatever you do to defeat me. So moving on to the next stanza. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? So here she is asking some more questions. And does my sex appeal make you upset? So whether her sex appeal makes you upset? And are you taken aback by the fact that I dance as though I have precious gems between my legs? So, do you think I am dancing because of there is some kind of precious gems in between my legs? So she is asking the question. Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. So I rise up out of history's shameful act of slavery. So here is a reference of slavery. So out of the huts of history's shame. What is history's shame? It is slavery. So from slavery I rise. Up from a past that is rooted in pain, I rise. Up from a past that is rooted in pain, I rise. So I rise up from this deeply painful past. And I am a black ocean, living and white, willing and swelling, I bear in the tide. I am as vast and full of power as a dark ocean that rises and swells and carries in the tide. So that is the stanza. And moving to the last stanza of the poem, leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. So I rise up. So she says, I rise up. And in doing so, leave behind all the darkness of terror and fear. So whatever kind of obstruction in my way is, whether it is darkness of terror or a fear, I will rise up. So she says, she rise up, and in doing so, enter a bright morning that is full of joyful wonder. So with the personal qualities and grace I inherited from my ancestors, I embody the dreams and hopes of past enslaved people. And she says, she will rise, and she will rise. So through this poem, she is giving a positive spirit. She is giving a positive spirit. So whatever hindrances come into her way, she says she will rise. Tomorrow definitely there will be a bright morning. So let's forget the dark past of slavery days. So that is the stanza-wise explanation of the poem. So my dear students, I hope you understood so far. So this is only a speaking activity. So this activity is included in this particular lecture series in order to comprehend this lesson. So here I am attaching the poem. Please go through the poem and understand the meaning of it. Then please go through the assignment questions. Try to answer it and send me through WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice time.